So in today's video, we are going to cover one of the questions I actually got asked most in all of the comments on YouTube. And it was, as an anxious, preoccupied attachment style, why do I keep getting cheated on? So in this video, we're going to cover why this happens most frequently. We are going to talk about why people tend to struggle with this over and over again. And we will cover three major things that you can do differently that will help you break through this pattern once and for all. So first and foremost, I just want to say a quick disclaimer going into this video, which is that if you find yourself, being cheated on over and over again, this is not to say that like you are responsible for people's behavior and you're responsible for them cheating. Of course not. Like if somebody is making a commitment to a monogamous relationship and then violates that commitment, that obviously has a lot to do with that person and what's going on within the relationships themselves. And yet, I would absolutely say that statistically, anxious preoccupieds tend to get cheated on the most in relationships. And there are some things that are in your control with awareness, right? Prior to the awareness, probably completely out of your control. But in this video, if you can start understanding some of these patterns for why we may end up in these situations, it's not justifying anybody else's behavior, but it is helping you see what is in your control to change so that you can make sure you don't end up in these dynamics again. So, first and foremost, one of the biggest things that I think is really important to recognize is that your subconscious mind is running the show. It is, in fact, with your unconscious mind collectively, responsible for 95 to 97% of your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Whereas your conscious mind is responsible for roughly 3 to 5% of this. And your subconscious mind really wants to maintain its comfort zone. Meaning, if there's something that's familiar and that you're used to, we tend to, our subconscious mind tends to really want to essentially reinvest in this. We want to go back into what's familiar, what's safe, what we know. And because your subconscious mind has pre-existing beliefs about dating, what you believe about dating and relationships will often be what your subconscious mind actually invests in. So we have this mechanism, and I think this is really interesting and it makes a lot of things make sense. We have this mechanism called the reticular activating system, and it essentially works as like the filtering mechanism in your brain. And when you have a belief, for example, that says, people always cheat on me, I always get cheated on. Your subconscious mind believes this about you. And even though it's painful to be cheated on, it says, okay, well, this is familiar and it's what we know. And so we've been surviving this whole time, even if we've been getting cheated on. And, if we're surviving, it's working because ultimately the subconscious wants your survival and wants what's familiar and thus safe. And so if you have a belief about yourself that entails that, or you believe something like, people are never going to be fully available to me, I'm not worthy of healthy love, I'm not worthy of somebody really committing to me. If you have these different beliefs, your subconscious and unconscious collectively take in about 1 billion bits per second of information, of data. Only 40 to 60 bits per second of data make it to your conscious mind. So I think when we first meet somebody, even though we may not, consciously realize this, we are picking up on so much information about another person. We are picking up, very intricate and detailed impressions of a person based on their body language, their eye contact, their tone of voice, their mannerisms, their behaviors, their micro expressions. Like we're taking in so much information. And since our subconscious is the one running the show, if we believe all these things about ourselves around dating, we are more likely to be attracted to people who are going to represent that subconscious comfort zone. In other words, if you believe that you are not worthy of healthy love, you're not worthy of true commitment, people are always going to cheat on you. If you believe these things, or you have other painful dating stories like this, then when you meet somebody whose micro expressions and body language and the way they tell you about their past dating experience and these sort of like pieces of information they give, if they seem to represent to you that they won't commit, that they're not going to be fully available to you, that they may be unfaithful, even though your conscious mind might say, okay, red flags, alarm bells, your subconscious mind is going to be like, familiarity. So one of the first things, and it's a really powerful exercise, is to dump out your dating beliefs. What are the painful limiting beliefs you have about yourself, especially in those really hard moments where you felt really vulnerable? Do you believe people will always leave you? Do you believe that you'll always find yourself in a situation where people are unfaithful? You're not deserving of true love or connection? Do you believe that, you are unworthy of having all of your dreams met in dating or relationships or even in life? So try to find what limiting beliefs you really have about this. And then what you want to do is you want to actually work to recondition these beliefs. You are not born with them, and you can recondition them. And I'm going to go into a small exercise here for how to do that. And then we'll talk about two other things that are really important for healing this dynamic. There's something called auto-suggestion. It's a form of belief reprogramming. We have a specific way that we made this tool in the personal development school, and it's to help you recondition limiting beliefs. What you do is you take the belief and then you reframe to the opposite. So, I am unworthy of love, okay? Or I will always be cheated on. You reframe, okay? I am worthy of love. I am worthy of connection. Or it is possible for me to have loyalty in relationships. So, you reframe to the opposite. And then your conscious mind speaks language, but your subconscious mind speaks emotion and imagery. So your subconscious mind needs, in order to be reprogrammed, evidence. It needs repetition of emotion and imagery. It needs proof. And so if you can say, I'm worthy of love because, and you can find pieces of proof, it's not like just an affirmation. Oh, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of love, which is the conscious mind speaking to the conscious mind. You're saying, I'm worthy of love. And when you give evidence, it actually shows up as images with emotion in your brain. So when you say, I'm worthy of love because, even in hard times, I've been kind to others, or these natural characteristics that you're going to come up with about who you are that's worthy of love, to find your evidence or your proof. When you think of hard times that you've been there for others, an image probably flashes in your mind. Think of a time where you were there for somebody. Maybe it was your friend, and, in a hard time, you were there for them. And you have the image, and you have, all memory contains emotion. So you actually have the emotion intact. And so every time you come up with a piece of proof, you're firing and wiring essentially new neural pathways at the subconscious level, which is where this limiting belief exists in the first place. So what you want to do is you want to pick 10 pieces of evidence per day for 21 days to oppose this limiting belief. You can do multiple of them at the same time if you have multiple, painful dating stories. And as you do that as an exercise across 21 days, we can shed decades of painful limiting beliefs about dating. And, I think it's really important to realize this is a massive exercise if you don't want your past to keep dictating your present and your future. And so, that's a great exercise for reprogramming. There's lots of different ways to reprogram. We actually have a course in PDS called 21 Ways to Reprogram Your Subconscious Mind. It's really important that we take these limiting beliefs from dating, realize that these limiting beliefs are actually often self-fulfilling prophecies because they form that subconscious comfort zone, and we work to reprogram them and get them out of there. We don't want them in our mind. Second piece is the funny part is that usually what we're attracting, we're also doing in the relationship to ourselves. And it's another way that we keep that comfort zone alive. So when you look at your life, I would ask you, and you can pause this video and really reflect, but where do you cheat on yourself to please others? And this may be that you cheat your own standards in relationships and what you're looking for. It may be that you cheat your own values or morals. You pretend things are okay with you that are not. It could be that you cheat your own truth in relationships. You say yes when you really mean no, or you cheat your boundaries. I want you to make a list of those things. And as we break out those behaviors and stop doing them, as we actually work to be better with our boundaries, live in alignment with our standards, express our needs or our truth. As we do these things, we actually rewire some of this comfort zone at a deeper level. And so that can go a very, very long way. And this brings me to number 3, which is that if we are trying to overcome this pattern, we also have to actively build loyalty within ourselves. And we do that through working through those sort of shadow pieces of where we actually cheat on ourselves to please others. But active loyalty to yourself, I want you to write out what loyalty would look like from somebody to you in a perfect relationship, a perfect situation. They always have your back. They don't speak negatively about you. They look out for you. They check in with you. They're faithful to you. What would that look like? Write and describe what loyalty looks like to you. And then those are the needs that you want to be meeting in your life on a regular basis. Speaking to yourself in a kind way, having your own back during hard times, being there for yourself, checking in with your emotions, checking in with what you're needing and feeling. The more you do these things, this reconstructs that subconscious comfort zone that we were talking about. And now that is going to be what you are attracted to and investing in with others, not these old, sort of painful familiar familiar patterns that may feel safe and comfortable, but that ultimately lead to destruction of relationships and a big violation of you and your trust. So I just wanted to stop by here and let you know a really exciting announcement, and is that we are doing $1,000 off of our lifetime memberships to the Personal Development School for Life. So I will tell you what's actually included in there. Number one, you get access to all of our different 60+ courses. Everything about every single attachment style, how to reprogram, how to heal. We have courses in there about the 6 stages of relationships and how to navigate each stage. We have courses in there about how to get back together or heal relationships between different attachment styles and all of the steps for reconnecting. And we have all sorts of other courses on boundaries, conflict communication, setting and achieving goals at the subconscious level, seeing how attachment styles even show up in your workplace and how to navigate some of those different dynamics and heal those aspects of your attachment style. There's so many courses in there. But number 2 feature that we have, daily social support groups. So these are small groups that are all included in the lifetime membership. And we do daily events, sometimes even twice a day, where there will be, 10 people or so led by a trained counselor, coach, or facilitator. And you can actually join in there and practice some of the different tools with other members. It's a great place to build relationships, connect with like-minded people, and to really fast track your learning and have that extra support all the time. And number 3, we have daily webinars Monday through Saturday. I do 3 of those webinars every single week. That's the time to come in, ask me your questions. You can come in on camera and we can chat. You can come in off camera and just post them in the chat, whatever you're most comfortable doing. And we have other amazing counselors, coaches, facilitators who also lead other webinars. And again, those are slightly larger groups of people, but it's a great opportunity to connect with like-minded learners who also care about the same things: emotional connection, relationships, and personal growth. So I hope you check it out. We also have all these different discussion forums in there. We have a Facebook group, so you can connect with each other there as well. And there's a tremendous amount of community support in an ongoing way at PDS. So I would love to see you on the other side. I hope you join me. And now we'll go back to the video. So the more you can do these things, the more we're reconditioning the subconscious comfort zone, and the more we are thus going to be able to build thriving relationships with this new comfort zone where loyalty and consideration are the set point. So I hope this makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you want to do that work that I was talking about, you can access that course for free down below for 14 days. And it actually gives you access to all of the different courses inside PDS, so you can check that all out. And thank you for being here and stopping by. Let me know questions you have in the comments below. I'm always pulling from the comments for YouTube video ideas, and click the thumbs up too if you want to see more content like this specifically, with reprogramming exercises and things of that nature in here. Thank you for watching, and thank you for stopping by.